The city of Milpitas is updating its zoning for the town center and neighborhood commercial mixed-use zones to foster the development of mixed-use neighborhoods. These zones, referred to as housing opportunity districts, will remain centers of local retail businesses while also incorporating more housing and amenities. The updates implement the city's general plan vision and housing element objectives. A set of videos has been created to explain the HOD project, evaluate current conditions, and present the suggested zoning changes for each of these zones. After watching the videos, please use the survey link provided at the end of the video to give your feedback. Welcome to part 1 of the HOD video series, which provides an overview of the project. The city of Milpitas adopted its General Plan 2040 in March 2021, outlining goals and policies for future development in the region. Subsequently, multiple state laws were introduced to promote the production and preservation of housing in California. In January 2023, the city of Milpitas approved its sixth housing element, which includes programs and actions the city will undertake to fulfill its regional housing growth obligations. The goals of this project include meet current and future regional housing needs, incentivize affordable housing, revitalize aging shopping centers, streamline approval process of housing projects, and implement general plan policies. Let's review the locations within the city where this project will be implemented. The town center designation of the general plan allows for up to 40 dwelling units per acre and an FAR of up to 0.85. The map on the right identifies the town center designation in the heart of the city along Calaveras Boulevard. However, residential-only projects are not permitted under any circumstance. Residential mixed use is allowed, but a project must have a minimum 0.35 FAR of non-residential use to get the 40 dwelling unit per acre residential density. The Neighborhood Commercial Mixed Use, or NCMU designation, covers much of the smaller aging shopping centers around the city. The map identifies 3 NCMU locations along Dixon Road in the north, Calaveras Boulevard in the center, and Landis Ave in the south. The zoning allows for up to 0.75 FAR of non-residential commercial space, which could accommodate a 5 to 8-story office building. The designation does allow for residential mixed-use projects, but has a restrictive ratio on the amount of housing that is possible. The maximum residential density allowed is approximately 21 dwelling units per acre, but it requires that you maximize the non-residential to get there. This is atypical and unlikely to be feasible in practice. The designation also allows 100% affordable residential-only projects, but those require approval of the City Council. The city has established goals and policies in the GP pertaining to mixed-use communities, revitalizing aging shopping centers, and housing in general. The HOD process implements general plan goals, which include protecting existing neighborhoods while directing new housing growth to targeted areas and revitalizing some of the older neighborhoods serving commercial areas, such as the NCMU and the TC. Similarly, the sixth-cycle housing element, adopted in January 2023, includes goals to maintain high-quality residential and mixed-use neighborhoods and to actively reduce barriers to new housing production. The current TC and NCMU designations are identified as constraints to new housing development, and the housing element includes an action item for the city to update its zoning to meet the city's housing goals. The city fell short in meeting its low and moderate income housing targets in the fifth cycle, and the housing needs have almost doubled since. The city needs to build more housing, especially affordable housing, to overcome its housing shortfall within the current general plan horizon. A major project goal is to incentivize redevelopment of aging shopping centers. Along with the increase in demand for housing, there has been a shift in the nature of retail. Single-use shopping centers with large parking lots are seeing a reduced demand. There is also high vacancy rates for retail spaces within mixed-use projects. One potential solution is to reconceive existing shopping centers. By focusing on quality of the retail over the quantity, the city can minimize any loss of tax revenue and sometimes even increase its tax base. Additionally, adding more households will support businesses in the immediate area. Let's look at the redevelopment of an older shopping center in Mountain View along Castro Street and El Camino Real. The project transformed a surface-parked retail center to a mixed-use project that is mixed both vertically along El Camino and horizontally along Castro. The project is sensitive to context as it steps down closer to adjacent lower-scale residential. The project also resulted in a 50% decrease in commercial space, lowering the FAR from 0.2 to 0.1. On the left is the residential portion with 4 stories, stepping down to 2 on the edge, and on the right is the vertically mixed-use building currently housing a specialty market. Another example is the San Antonio Shopping Center in Mountain View. This was a big box, former Sears building and included other larger format retail. The redevelopment included both horizontal and vertical mixed use, with a large grocery store with parking on the roof and public structured parking in the residential mixed use. Here's a look at the shopping center and the SFPUC park space with ground floor restaurants fronting it. This condition is similar to some of the sites in the town center. Implementing the goals and policies through the HOD. The HOD envisions transforming these neighborhoods into mixed-use communities that prioritize placemaking. Placemaking involves creating public spaces, supporting local businesses, improving public health, and providing amenities and housing that align with the community's goals and vision. Additionally, the redevelopment will be complemented by streetscape and other improvements that are contextual to the local area. Accordingly, the draft recommendation allows mixed-use buildings in these zones, while certain parcels will allow residential-only projects, with a strong emphasis on affordable housing throughout. As a result, the city stands to benefit from increased revenue, heightened demand for retail services and businesses, additional housing options, and increased availability of amenities for residents. An illustrative example of the HOD's vision is the NCMU along Calaveras Boulevard. This area is currently marked by large, underutilized commercial centers with surface parking lots and some vacant parcels. However, by updating the zoning and land use designation in the GP, there is potential to revitalize NCMU into a lively mixed-use neighborhood. As previously mentioned, the development of these areas is likely to occur gradually in phases. One potential scenario involves the transformation of vacant parcels on secondary streets into residential units. Here is a conceptual rendering that showcases the potential of a complete redevelopment of the NCMU area along Calaveras Boulevard over time. This revitalization effort could result in a mixture of retail, stores, restaurants, housing, open spaces, and other amenities. Thank you for watching the video. To learn more of each of these zones in detail, please proceed to watch video 2 and 3 through the links on the website. After viewing the videos, please provide your feedback using the survey link on the screen.